His latest clip, filmed near Kentucky Ridge Forest, has sparked major buzz within the Bigfoot community. Take a look.
Are you joking right now? I gotta leave the house, peoples.
According to the individual who recorded it, whatever this was had been causing problems on the property for a while. But this marked the first time it was ever captured on video. The footage cuts off suddenly, which only fuels doubts and debate about whether it's real. And honestly, why do so many Bigfoot videos always end up this blurry? A video shared out of Germany in May 2025 appears to show a hairy, bipedal figure moving through a forest. The exact location, filming date, and identity of the person recording it are all unknown. The creature's fur looks tight and oddly unnatural, shifting with its muscles as it walks. It doesn't seem to react at all to the person filming, who records with a shaky hand. But without any real context or details, it's impossible to say whether this footage is genuine or completely fake. A Reddit user explained that his uncle, who owns a 20 to 30 acre property in Colorado, recently sent a photo to their grandmother. The uncle believed the image could be evidence of a Bigfoot spotted on his land. The user wasn't completely sold on the idea, especially with so many AI-generated images circulating online lately. So, they asked the internet for opinions on whether it looked authentic. Many people pointed out that it closely resembled a Bigfoot cutout, and I tend to agree. Sadly, this one feels just a little too perfect to be real. A man set out on a solo winter hike in Penn O'Reilly National Wildlife Refuge, pulled back by odd tracks he'd discovered there back in 2013. They were about 15 inches long and looked barefoot. This time, deep in the snow, he came across a fresh set.
I've seen a lot of deer and elk and some moose tracks down here. And I came across this. Hope you can see it. Those sure do look like toes to me. I see about 5, maybe 4 for sure. It's about 5 inches wide, and if that is a big toe to the heel, it's about 13.5 inches. But it looks like some impressions going that way, right towards the water's edge. So there it is. Won't know more until I cast it and see what kind of details come out of it, but that sure looks like a footprint.
Distinct 5-toed prints, roughly 13.5 inches long and 5 inches wide, stretched straight across a frozen lake. There were no tracks leading in or out, just a single line that vanished into the ice. He attempted to make a plaster cast, but the snow began to melt before it could set. In the end, all he had left were photographs and careful measurements. A woman living near Redgate Bay in Ontario noticed something unusual moving through the woods behind her home. The area is isolated, so anything out of the ordinary is immediately noticeable. She pulled out her phone and began recording. Later, the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch team stabilized the footage, revealing a tall, dark figure with an abnormally long arm. Locals, aware of similar sightings in the past, were quick to suggest it could be Bigfoot deliberately avoiding attention. The woman chose to remain anonymous. In September 2002, while on a canoe trip at Lake Ashigan, two friends decided to leave the water and walk a nearby trail, stopping to take photos along the way. As they moved deeper into the area, they began hearing unsettling sounds.
Should we get... What? What? Oh! Did you hear that? Dude, that's like That's something's knocking, dude. That's not a woodpecker. What is that? Do you have your camera? I can't see anything. I can't see it. Whoa, oh, whoa. Dude, is that a bear? Des, is that a bear? Get your camera. Come here.
At first, they assumed it was probably a bear. Then they saw it.
I can't see it. Can you see it? I don't see anything.
Look at the size of that thing!
Dude, that's not a bear. That's not a bear. That's not a bear. Oh.
Later, while reviewing their footage in slow motion, they noticed it clearly, a large, dark figure sliding between the trees. They were stunned by what their camera had captured. While hiking deep in the Appalachian Mountains, this person stumbled upon something disturbing. In a silent clearing ringed by towering trees stood an odd structure, almost ritual in appearance. Intrigued, the hikers took a photo. But later, when they reviewed the image, they noticed something they hadn't seen at the time. A dark figure standing among the trees, watching them, even though no one else had been there. They believed they were completely alone. So who or what was observing them that day? A farmer in Buenos Aires posted this video online, hoping someone could help explain what he captured.
¿Qué? No sé qué es un chabón. ¿Qué es eso? No sé si es una persona o qué. A una persona pareciera, ¿no? Ay, boludo, qué raro.
It captured a tall, shadowy figure moving fast across his farmland. The shape looked close to 8 feet tall, upright, taking long strides through the grass. No animals were visible, and the way it moved didn't resemble any known species. Some suggested it might be the yasi, a little-known creature from local folklore. Others argued it appeared much larger, closer to Bigfoot in size and form. Whatever crossed that field, the farmer had no explanation for what he saw. Back in July 2021, a couple was hiking along the Lover's Lane Trail in Olympic National Park, following the Sal Duck River. While taking in the scenery, they spotted a dark figure standing completely still far in the distance. It never moved the entire time they watched it, so they assumed it was nothing more than a fallen tree and continued on their way, though they snapped a photo just in case. Later, they ran the image through a Google image search, and the results raised new questions. Maybe it wasn't just a treetop after all. While checking footage from a trail camera in Connorsville, Indiana, this person was stunned by what appeared on screen. A large figure moving through the forest in the middle of the night. Was it simply someone messing around? Or could it have actually been the mysterious creature itself? Running through dense woods in complete darkness wearing a full Bigfoot suit wouldn't be easy at all. So what exactly did this camera manage to record? Something seemed to be resting silently within the thick forest brush. It showed broad, powerful shoulders, a cone-shaped head with no visible neck, and long, muscular arms wrapped in dense, reddish-brown hair. Skeptics claim it could simply be a bear, or perhaps a person wearing a ghillie suit, but the silhouette doesn't line up with a bear's body structure. Experts have noted that if the figure were to stand fully upright, it would likely be at least 7 feet tall, something very few people could ever claim to have encountered. And so the question remains, could this be the clearest photo of Bigfoot ever captured? A man was cycling along a dry, winding trail cutting through a North American forest when something strange appeared between the trees.
So it could still snow again. That's why the trees aren't going to take their chances coming out yet. Now this one we drove by, it didn't look like it was clogged. But we'll see.
At the time, he didn't give it a second thought, focused entirely on the ride. His narration was relaxed, talking about the weather, the snow, and the state of the trail. Nothing felt unusual. But later, while watching the footage at home, one detail made him stop cold. Tucked among the bare branches stood a massive figure, towering well over 8 feet tall. The more he replayed it, the more it hit him that he may have captured something truly unusual. The video wasn't perfectly sharp, but the silhouette was unmistakable. Based on what he saw, the man believes his camera unknowingly recorded Bigfoot. Posted on May 11th, 2025, this episode of Oklahoma Adventures started as a laid-back cooking trip along a riverbank, deep in the North American wilderness. The group set up camp, cooked their food, and soaked in the peaceful surroundings. Then the mood changed. The birds that had been calling suddenly went silent.
Agarró muy bien.
Seconds later, the calm was shattered by the sound of heavy footsteps, branches cracking as if something large was moving nearby. Uneasy, they packed up in a hurry. On their way back, they came across enormous footprints pressed into the dirt, right next to a strange stick formation that definitely hadn't been there before. It created the disturbing sense that something had been following them, always just beyond view. They recorded what they could, but none of them wanted to stay any longer. Later, while reviewing the footage, one chilling detail stood out: a dark figure peeking from behind a tree. At the time, they were too focused on filming to notice it, but afterward, the question lingered. Had they unknowingly captured the legendary creature itself? In May of 2008, a man was geocaching near the Widowmaker Trail when he stumbled onto something out of the ordinary. In the distance, he spotted a huge figure moving between the trees. He quickly grabbed his camera and captured a brief clip, but the footage cut off suddenly. He later uploaded the video online, asking viewers what they thought he had witnessed. To his surprise, many believed the footage looked authentic. After that, however, the man vanished from the discussion. He never responded to comments, never shared follow-ups, and never released more information. Even now, the clip exists on its own, without explanation from its source, and because of that, it remains one of the most mysterious pieces of footage out there. The creator behind the channel Hills Outdoors ventured into a section of woodland he'd never camped in before, planning to spend the night in a shelter he'd been working on for months.
I have been building a bit of a shelter here over the last 6 months or so. I'm hoping it's still here. Mirror noises already. Yeah, I've never stayed in this woodland overnight before, so it's all new to me. I'm about halfway. What leaves that are falling off the trees? It's just sort you sent out, Danny. Sort you sent out. Well, this is turning out to be great. Can't remember where I'm going. Just walking down this path of this mud. I heard some right noises. I know, it's all in my head and everything. I've never stayed in these woods before.
He admitted it was his first overnight stay in that area, and everything felt unfamiliar. Walking along a muddy trail, he confessed he was starting to lose his sense of direction. Even so, he kept going. Eventually, he found a spot and finished preparing the shelter for the night. But the uneasy feeling never left.
Freaking me out, that is. Hello? Well, I think I know why birds stopped whistling anyway. I heard some, like, shooting gunshots in background. Well, it's a bit weird, that's like probably a mile or two away. I don't know, I'm probably just freaking myself out sort of thing.
At one point, he heard distant noises, possibly gunshots a mile or two away, and tried to brush it off as nothing serious. The strange sounds continued, yet he kept filming.
I don't know if you can make that out on camera or not. Just behind me, there's some like holly bushes. And you can just see mist coming in. So if it is bad already here, you've got noises, mist is coming in. Oh, I heard a bird at last. Oh, what were I saying? Mist. Oh, damp wood, no fire, can't cook, got some crisp and that's about it, and another 2 beers. Well, as soon as I stopped recording, I heard some rustling of these holly bushes. Now there is a lot of squirrels up here. I don't know what to do if I come in contact with a badger. Would a badger get close if I didn't have a fire? I'm not sure I want to be here tonight. I'm a bit freaked out with everything. It's not like me at all, Liz. I might even leave this shelter here.
There were brief moments when the forest fell quiet again, and when a bird finally called out, he relaxed for a moment. "Oh, finally, a bird," he said. He checked his supplies and realized the wood was too damp for a fire. No cooking, just some crisps and 2 beers. "As soon as I stopped recording, I heard rustling in the holly bushes," he added. He tried to explain it away. Maybe squirrels, maybe a badger. "I don't know if a badger would come near a fire," he said out loud. By then, the creeping sense of night had fully set in. "I'm not sure I want to stay here tonight. I'm a bit freaked out. This isn't like me." He even considered abandoning the shelter altogether. Despite trying to push through, the tension wouldn't ease. In the end, he packed up and left. Nothing dramatic happened, but that gut feeling was enough. Sometimes, he said, intuition is all you need. While trekking through a thick forest in Spain, someone recorded an eerie, powerful growl reverberating from deep among the trees. No animal ever appeared, and the origin of the roar was never identified. Shaken, the hiker left the area immediately, feeling unsafe. The recording now leaves viewers wondering what could have produced such a chilling sound. Nikki set out on a solo camping trip far into the backcountry. The roads were still damaged after Hurricane Helen, but she managed to find a secluded clearing and made camp there. While taking a short hike before sunset, she suddenly heard knocking sounds coming from somewhere in the woods.
I thought I heard some knocking coming from that direction. kind of sounded like somebody knocking on a tree. But, could have been a woodpecker or anything like that, I guess.
Feeling uneasy, she headed back,
returned,
set up lights around the site,
and
called
called
her husband.
Later
On,
they found
they
them.
discovered this.
I don't know what big though. It's huge. It's a big old track. Compared to mine. Compared to yours, but it's still big. Yeah. Shine your headlight down in there so we can get a better view of it. Be careful. Look up at those trees. That's just piles and piles of trees.
A massive footprint was found near the tree line. They chose to end the night and leave at first light. While patrolling a remote area of wilderness, a game warden and his son came across something unsettling. A massive figure standing in a shallow stream. Without hesitation, they pulled out a phone and began filming. The creature was enormous, covered in dark, matted hair, moving slowly, almost as if it sensed it was being observed and didn't care. They called out to it, but it never reacted.
Hey, you! It's slender.
The figure looked disturbingly close to classic descriptions of Bigfoot. Could it truly have been one? Or was it something else entirely, hidden deep in the wild and only briefly revealing itself? YouTuber Desert Sasquatch was hiking through the forest, recording his journey as he went.
I keep coming across all these bones right in here that I haven't ever. Well, I've seen them, that kind of bone. At first I thought it was something else, but it's just a regular elk bone or something. I thought it'd been like drilled on or something. It hadn't. Anyway, lined.
At first, everything seemed normal. Quiet woods, a few scattered animal bones, nothing out of the ordinary. But after he uploaded the video, viewers spotted something he hadn't noticed at the time. A dark figure shifts in the background, something he never saw in person. Only the camera picked it up. Moments later, the footage shows what appears to be just a person moving through the woods. Or was it something else entirely? Bigfoot watching silently from the shadows. On March 5th, 2025, two couples were hiking through a small mountain clearing in Colorado, something they often did, but this time felt different. They started hearing heavy footsteps, followed by strange, unintelligible sounds coming from the trail. Then they noticed it. One of them quickly took a photo, later uploaded by the account SquatchWatch1. The image shows a tall, hunched figure moving only a few yards away. What grabbed experts' attention? The creature's arms were unusually long, hanging past its knees. Colorado is no stranger to Bigfoot sightings, but could this be one of the clearest photos ever captured of the legendary creature? A man was trekking through the thick woods of Manura, Utah, when his camera picked up something unusual. Hiking by himself, he noticed a huge fur-covered figure in the distance before it suddenly disappeared into the trees. At the time, he wasn't certain what he had seen, but later, while reviewing the footage at home, he realized he had captured the whole encounter. So was it actually Bigfoot, or just someone out there looking for attention in a costume? In May 2025, a man recorded footage near Coyote Ridge in the eastern Sierras, more than 10,000 feet above sea level. While filming his dogs, a dark shape moved through the snow behind the trees in the background.
Be careful.
It moved with a smooth, gliding motion, almost no vertical bounce, nothing like the way a person walks. That day they hadn't seen anyone else in the area at all, so even if it could have been someone wearing a bulky winter jacket, it still doesn't quite add up. Why would anyone be deep in the woods, at that elevation, just standing there watching them? What do you think it was? Bigfoot? A human? Or some other animal entirely? An unusual clip from Australia recently appeared, showing a boy calmly lighting a fire deep in the forest. A young man was recording the moment for her survival channel when something completely unexpected occurred. A huge figure suddenly stepped out from the tree line. Instead of fleeing, the boy hurled something toward it, which only seemed to anger whatever it was. The creature rushed him with speed and aggression. Online, many are calling it a yahi, a cryptid tied to local folklore, while others believe it could have been someone in a costume attempting to frighten people in the forest. The young man filming admitted he wasn't certain what he witnessed, but whatever it was, it didn't move or feel human. In 2021, an unsettling image emerged out of Alaska. It was said to be taken by a 10-year-old boy who had wandered just past his family's backyard. While alone in the woods, he noticed a tall, dark figure standing upright and quickly snapped a photo before running back inside. Some people believe it's simply someone wearing a costume. Others feel it may be real. Either way, running into something like that so close to home is deeply unsettling. This trail cam placed deep in the forest picked up a bizarre image. A large, heavy figure appears scaling a wooded hillside, its body covered in dark fur. Some argue it's nothing more than a bear, but the stance doesn't seem quite right. Skeptics point to motion blur or an odd camera angle as the explanation. But what do you think? Was it simply a bear, or did the camera catch something far more mysterious? In late October of 2023, a man from the family-run TikTok account WV Paranormal was walking through the woods behind his home in the Appalachian region when he spotted something truly unsettling.
That's when he
The
noticed
video
something
captures a tall,
downright
upright,
terrifying.
fur-covered figure standing perfectly motionless among the trees. Seconds later, it slowly turns and walks back into the forest. Considering the region's long history of bizarre encounters, this footage only deepens the mystery. A man was camping alone deep in the wilderness when he noticed something, someone, or something, moving between the trees in the distance. The shape was unclear. It could have been a large man, or maybe something else entirely. As night fell, he decided to stay. Later, strange noises jolted him awake. He stared into the darkness and caught sight of the figure again.
Man, it got dark on me quick. What is that? Looks like eye shine. Whistle? Fuck.
Oddly calm, he tried knocking on a tree. Suddenly, right in front of him, the glowing eyes appeared once more.
I'm gonna try one last thing, tree knock. I hear it. Oh, what a stupid thing went. Wait. Damn it.
This was the final footage he ever uploaded, but fortunately, it seems he managed to get out safely. While hiking through Nepal's snow-covered mountains, 2 climbers captured this on camera. Struggling for breath in the thin air, they noticed a huge figure moving across the snow. At first glance, it almost looked human, but then it became clear it was far too large and completely wrapped in thick black fur. There was no chance it was a person. To them, the only explanation was the ancient legend of the Yeti. Even today, no one has been able to explain what they witnessed.